Alright guys, Crab here back again today. Haven't enjoyed your day so far, and today we're going to talk about Scump hinting once again at his imminent retirement in Call of Duty. Well, imminent not necessarily meaning imminent over the next couple of seasons, but he says like 5 years is probably too much, 2, 3, 4, who really knows. But definitely it is on his mind that retirement is just around the corner for him. He's played for a number of seasons, as we will look at here over the coming minutes, and well, it may be time to step away at some point and pursue full-time content creation as Nadeshot thinks he should do. And also, as he mentions in this clip we're going to look at in a couple of minutes time here, Hexer also seems to be kind of saying like trying to help Scump do what's best for him, which may be full-time content creation in terms of the absolute bread that you can rake in doing that. But he says he does really enjoy competing still for now and doesn't want to miss that, I suppose, when he retires. And that is a pretty common theme, common undercurrent of players who do retire. They look back and say, you know, maybe I retired too soon. I really enjoy that competitive aspect, and it's like part of who I am as a person, right? As soon as you stop competing, you lose that part of yourself in a sense. And well, I don't think players should rush to do that necessarily, especially if they have a very comfortable living already, as Scump does. So I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. Before we mention this, I just wanted to talk really quickly about this. Domination was interesting. Which game mode do you guys want to see next year in the CDL? CTF, uplink or control? Lots of discussion from this as well. So Hardpoint and Search and Destroy, of course, are going to be staples. Simp reckons control is the one. Abizia likes control as well. TJ Halley maybe not so convinced. The discussion around uplink, capture the flag, but control is officially going to be confirmed to be returning in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So will it be a CDL mode? I imagine that is very likely indeed. But well, still, CTF and uplink, how would you even do uplink in boots on the ground? Lots of questions to be asked right here. So let's discuss this Scump stuff. There was this thread that came out from May. COD is live. What if I never retire? So, well, this clip from the Courage and Nadeshot show yesterday, this is a funny one as well that I'll probably play right at the end of the video. But well, on a separate note, he discusses his potential retirement.
You know, one day I think you're going to be a full-time streamer. I don't think you can compete forever, and I think you're going to crush it even more so.
Oh, it's coming.
Do you have any...
The end is in sight.
All right, perfect. We're going to talk about Seth retiring in the YouTube title.
It's not going to be like, but you know, it is winding down for sure. I don't have like a set time. Obviously, I love competing. People always are like, well, why don't you stream? You'll make so much more money. And it's like, I know that when I leave competing, I'm going to miss the hell out of it. You know, I'm going to miss the routine. I'm going to miss building that team bond, just practicing every day. You know, I'm going to miss it. I missed playing sports even when I came to gaming. You know, I was like, wish I would have stuck that out a little bit more, you know, played maybe an extra year or two just to get like the full experience of it, because I know I'm going to miss it. So that's like the long story short is I love what I do. Money isn't everything to me, and I would rather compete for the period that I can instead of trying to do the content thing and force it early. You know, I don't want to force it because I'll be unhappy doing it. So, you know, I'm not saying I got like 5 years left in me, but you know, it's winding down. I've already been playing for 10 years, so I don't have a set time. It's just, you know, it's getting there. It's difficult. It's difficult to say what I'm going to do because, you know, this could be 2, 3, 4 years out, maybe shorter. You know, again, I don't have a set time, but we'll just see where life takes me and see what I can come up with. Obviously, Hector's my guy, and you know, he's always going to urge me to do what's best for me, and we'll just see what we figure out. It's really all there is to it. But right now, I'm planning on being a content creator, you know, when I'm done.
So let's take a look at Scump's absolutely legendary career, and it's got to be said, this guy is only 25 years old, and the amount of time he's been competing for is honestly remarkable. Like his first ever LAN event in 2011 at MLG Dallas, he ended up winning it, had a pretty good run on Quantic Leverage, you can see with XTP and Bobby at the very first event right back in the day. Modern Warfare 3 as well, he was considered one of the very best players in the game. Black Ops 2 as well was kind of where he started making his name on the Optic Gaming team. Then we go into Ghost, of course, and Optic Gaming had this great squad. They ended up winning the MLG Invitational. Like, what a fun team to watch and to follow this was, if you guys remember it. Nature, Clayster, Scump and Proofy, they won the X Games Invitational, and they kind of fell off towards the end of the season, and then the Dynasty was formed not too long into Advanced Warfare, and yeah, all these ones on the left-hand side. Nature then retired from play after the World Championship, but Scump has long continued ever since then, dominating Advanced Warfare, was considered the best player really in Advanced Warfare. Former was up there, Clayster was up there, Zuma was up there, but in terms of like SMG for the entire season, Scump was putting up numbers that really no one has done before with an SMG in hand, given that's a pretty difficult role with the BAL being such a dominant weapon in that game. Going into Black Ops 3 as well, he was considered probably for the entire season maybe the best SMG. John definitely deserves probably a note as the best SMG at the latter half of the game, or around the World Championships, but over the course of it, Scump was probably the best SMG in the game once again, and winning a number of championships through MLG Anaheim, ESWC, MLG Orlando. Fell short at the World Championship again, but got their revenge next season. They stuck through the entire season long. This Atlanta Open, they almost got knocked out by, what was it, Panda Gaming, the 1v1 Fastballer versus Karma, that pretty much saved the dynasty. They made the grand finals in this before losing to E United, but bounced back well at the next couple of tourneys. Didn't have the best results at Anaheim, but backed it up at the World Championship, where they did finally claim victorious, and Scump got his first ring, and first and only ring for now. Their World War II was not a great year really for any of these guys. The Opta Gaming dynasty did not have the best year. They eventually split up towards the end of the season. That doesn't go too well for Scump, but he bounces back nicely at the Las Vegas Open at the start of Black Ops 4, and moving through to Modern Warfare as well, winning at London. I didn't include the online events, but they won another one of those as well. So I'm sure Scump's earning a very solid living indeed playing for the Chicago Huntsmen in terms of his salary, also the sponsorship obligations and deals that he can potentially have, in addition to whatever like content creator payment he might be getting for the Huntsmen as well. Who really knows exactly how the situation's going, in addition of course to prize money that you get from winning, and some of the prize money goes to the organization. I imagine that they take a certain percentage of it, but as you can see right here, all time Scump is third on the list, almost $1 million. Clayster and Crimsix just nudging above that mark with their victory most recently at the Modern Warfare World Championship. But yeah, Scump third on the all-time earnings list. The question though is, could he earn more money being a full-time streamer? And I think this is what Natured is discussing. This is what Scump is discussing. He also talked about Natured asked another question, which I kind of put a clip of at the end of that video I showed you, of him saying like, look, would you be a part of another organization? Would you want to do what I have done, being Natured, starting 100 Thieves, starting a team of your own? Or are you happy to continue to be a part of the Chicago Huntsmen and NRG and continue to be with Hector and all that kind of stuff? Interesting question, to be honest. And Scump's like, I'm not sure. Like right now, I think I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe at some point, obviously I'll look to retire at some point. I can't compete forever. And then we see what opportunities come up, because Nature was pretty quick jumping into this 100 Thieves thing. He retired in 2015. In late 2016, or actually like April 2016, he started 100 Thieves kind of unofficially, got that King Pappy team from the Black Ops 3 Stage 2 relegation qualifier or whatever, and then they played the second half of the league. Wasn't good at all. Then they completely left esports, and Nature kind of reconsidered his options and relaunched 100 Thieves the next year. So, I'm sure Scump doesn't want to rush into anything. Right now, as he says, he very much enjoys competing and doesn't want to leave that behind. But content creation going forward is definitely a more lucrative opportunity, I suppose, in terms of the sponsorships and the viewership you can get on Twitch, for example. And well, some of the potential for growth here for Scump is absolutely out of control. We'll have a look at some of his Twitch stats here in just a second. These are, we'll have a look at this one first before we look at the second one. So you can see that over the last few years, his active days have only been about 2 days out of every 7 in the week, because of course most of the time he's competing and scrimming, and a lot of the times you don't want to necessarily stream your scrims like the Dallas Empire don't, even though the Huntsmen did a fair bit of that this season, and obviously it worked out well for them in terms of the fan base and bringing new people into the scene. However, if he wasn't competing or anything, these numbers could be significantly inflated, right? And all of a sudden, instead of streaming just a couple of days a week, you could stream a hell of a lot more than this. So, also we look at the hours watched, right? The hours watched in 2020 since the release of Warzone have been out of control as well. So the growth on Scump stream even this year is incredible. That's not even to mention the fact that during a large portion of this time, he's been competing on the team, right, throughout 2020, and most recently since the season has ended, it's even taken off to a greater degree. So the potential if Scump was to focus on this full time would be incredible. I mean, his YouTube channel, of course, is massive, and there's not too many people still left out there, to be honest, that do like public match gameplays, I suppose. And he was discussing also in this podcast how he's looking to do like a Black Ops 4 series leading up to Black Ops Cold War. There's not many people that have that leverage and have that reach to do like, normal public match type gameplay if he doesn't enjoy it in Black Ops Cold War as well, which of course is a big question with Call of Duty. If you enjoy playing all aspects of the game, then I'm sure Scump's going to make some fantastic content, and he tends to be better at the games that he actually enjoys, which certainly makes sense. But even without Warzone going to next season, I mean, Warzone's obviously still going to be a big thing throughout Black Ops Cold War, but there's not too many people that have the leverage and the reach that Scump does in just normal public match gameplay. And these are some more in-depth metrics as well. I'll leave this site link down below, but as you can see, all time, almost 9,000 average viewers on his streams. That's incredible, frankly, given all the other massive streamers nowadays that are out there and streaming every single day, day in, day out. I mean, like, you have super great personalities. Of course, Scump does as well. There's a reason he's this popular, right? And the fact fact that he could retire from Call of Duty, immediately go into full-time content creation. I'm sure he's already making an absolute killing off content creation, not to mention what the possibilities would lie if he put more of his time into this, and well, what the opportunities could look like in the future for him. Interesting to see. I'm sure we don't want him to retire, of course. We don't want to like push him out the door and say like, look, you've got to go. Nature thinks it should happen. Maybe Hector's kind of whispering in his ear like, you know, do you want to just go down this route? Is it like, is the time come? But he says he's going to compete for at least one more season, maybe a couple of seasons, maybe even more than that. As long as he enjoys it, as long as he is competitive, as long as he's on one of the best teams in the game, I'm sure that he's still going to have a good time. And content creation, I suppose, can wait. But it's well, it's a difficult balance, I suppose, to strike. But I think Scump's doing an intelligent thing, making sure he makes the most of his career and enjoys it the most that he can before before leaving it all behind, I suppose, something which has been such a massive part of his life over these last 10 years. So of course, I'm very intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did make it this far, leave a like on the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm know that you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
This is my first massage, mind you, so I don't really know the procedure. So she like starts like wiggling my boxers down, and about this much of my ass cheeks were out. And I mean, I was at a loss for words. I didn't know whether to be like, yo,
you
like press the button. There? No, dude. But I mean, it could have happened because of, you could literally, when she was literally waxing me down, you know, like she could see my anus. You know what I'm saying? Like she 100% saw my anus a couple times.